Hi guys, welcome back. We are on chapter 24. This is video 2. We are on page 218 of the Barren Grounds by David A. Robertson. So the human, Mason, we've learned his name is holding everybody captive. He has his bow and arrow aimed at them, specifically at Morgan. And he is telling them how he's going to kill them and take them back to his camp and eat them. He's very angry that they've taken the summer birds, even though they're trying to reason with him, explain to him they're not just for you, they're for everyone. They also have noticed that Mason, like the beings in Mizwa, is looking very thin and hungry. Okay? So page 218. Eric stepped in front of Morgan. "You'll have to kill me to get to her." "And me." Eli stepped in front of Eric. "Don't be silly. Get behind me," Eric whispered to Eli. Then she shuffled in front of him. "Honestly, if anybody's going to get shot, it'll be the squirrel that's been alive for hundreds of years." "Why do you kids even care about this place?" Mason asked. "Who do you think you are?" "I know exactly who I am," Morgan said. "Do you? How did you even get here?" This is very important because up until now, Morgan has been struggling to know who she is. And now through her experiences and her remembering, she can say, "I know who I am." "How did you even get here?" How did he get here? Morgan didn't think he would answer, but it was a mystery she wanted to solve. If he'd come through the great tree, then wouldn't he have come through Katie and James's house? Was he some random guy who found something while breaking and entering? Was it by chance alone? "You know what? That's enough," Mason said. Morgan heard the bowstring tighten as he pulled it back to touch his chin. She could see everything so clearly under the white moon, under the brilliant stars. She took Eli's hand and held it tight, and focused on the stars, on the new constellation that had been made. Chekatsuck. She focused on the constellation, then closed her eyes. She expected to feel an arrow enter her body, but instead she heard a roar that echoed across the north country. She opened her eyes and looked in the direction of the roar had come from. A pair of bright yellow eyes descended from the mountain and approached the canyon, accompanied by a low and continuous growl that made the ground tremble. "Good." Mason lowered his bow and arrow. "I was wondering where you were. I won't have to waste more arrows. Kill them." So that the yellow eyes and the growl, and now Mason talking, we know that this is the return of the wolf. Okay? And Mason saying, "Kill them. Do as I tell you." "No! We saved you," Eli said. "Once they're out of the way," Mason said, "we'll find the summer birds and bring them back to where they belong." "They don't belong to anybody," Eric said. "They are creatures of Kizimanitu. You know this, Mahikan." "I said kill them," Mason shouted. Mahikan looked back and forth, from Mason to the humans and Eric. Then he howled towards the sky in agony. "Now!" Mason shouted again. The wolf took a step towards the travelers, but stopped. "Fine, you stupid dog." Mason raised his bow for a final time, pulled back the string, and aimed the arrow at Morgan. "I'll do it myself." Mahican let out an earth-shattering roar and leaped towards the man, knocking him over as he released the string. The arrow careened toward the canyon, far from Morgan. The wolf and Mason rolled violently across the ground and towards the canyon's edge before disappearing over the side. The siblings rushed to where man and wolf had fallen off. Mahican was grasping at the edge with one paw. Mason had fallen all the way down to the bottom, disappearing into the thawed river so far below. Eli wrapped his hands around the wolf's front leg and gripped it tightly. Morgan reached down and took hold as well, but he was so heavy. "Get your other leg up," Morgan said. Mahican tried, but he couldn't get a hold. His leg was slipping out of their grasp. Eric leaned over and grabbed hold too, so all three of them were trying to keep the wolf from falling. But Mahican's leg kept sliding away. "Try again," Eli said. But this time, Mahican didn't try. He looked up with his piercing yellow eyes, and his paw slipped. Morgan looked for as long as she dared, then turned away before he hit the water. All she heard was the splash. So we have the wolf, Mahican, and the man who have now gone over and fallen far down the canyon into the river below. And because of the wolf, because of Mahican, Morgan is alive. He knocked Mason over as he was taking a shot at Morgan with his bow. So here we have Mahican acting in a way of redemption. He's trying to make a reconciliation. He did something wrong. He was helping the man, the human, but in the end, he did the right thing and saved Morgan and Eli and Eric. All right, guys, that's the end of chapter 24. See you next time.